Greetings, this is your goddess guru, tirra-olufemi. So happy to present to you today a new video. I am so excited to talk to you today about meditation. It has become more and more apparent to me that meditation truly is the key to experiencing everything that you want to experience in life. And so I decided I need to make sure that I do my part in really emphasizing the importance of everyone taking time to sit down and get quiet and tune in to the world that is inside of you. Now, we've talked about before the fact that we are consciousness in a body. Some people would say we're a soul in a body, we are a spirit in a body. However, you want to say it, the bottom line is the truth. The truest part of ourselves is not our body, it is our consciousness. And so we have to take time to go into that greater part of ourselves and to commune with it. It's a very quiet place, very peaceful place, and it is where you can go to really gain a lot to make your physical experience better. So one of the things I want to share is what has happened to me first. I remember when I first started trying to engage a meditation practice, and it was very difficult. Most of us know that we live in a culture, especially here in the West, that is very fast, it is very busy. There's so much external information coming into our awareness, and it's easy to have lots of chatter going on. The chatter could be the television, the radio, or iPods, all kinds of music, which I am so into music. I think music is great, but there's certain music that will cause us to connect with our higher self, but then there's other kind of music that will create extra chatter in the head. And it will even sway our consciousness to operate in a particular manner that maybe we wouldn't do if we weren't listening to that music. So we can have a lot of music coming into our minds, past conversations, conversations about things that will take place in the future. Chatter, chatter, chatter. I used to have this little chatterbox thing going on in my head all the time, still do oftentimes if I'm not careful. And so when I would sit down and meditate, it was difficult to get quiet. I would have a thought, shoot this way, and then I'd have a thought, shoot that way, just mind running amok, okay? And so I just decided I will stick with this meditation practice no matter what. I also began to learn for me to sit down and try to start 30 minutes worth of meditation in the beginning of establishing a meditation practice was insanity. I wasn't used to sitting down for 30 minutes for anything, not even to eat, much less have a nice quiet mind. No way. So I began to say, I will set aside 5 minutes early, 5 minutes late, maybe 5 minutes at the top of the day, 5 minutes in the middle of the day, 5 minutes later. I could deal with 5 minutes. After a while, what I began to realize is I could sit longer. And it became more of me desiring to enter into that meditative state. Now, I do want to let you know that oftentimes we're all engaged in meditative states. We just don't know it. Let's talk about emotions. That is, people call it a trance state, but trance meditation, they're very similar. We're putting ourselves in another level in our consciousness, and whatever we're experiencing, that becomes more a part of us. It almost becomes as if your emotion will be so a part of you, you can't differentiate it from the real you. You'll say, well, that's just me. I'm just a fiery person. I just have a temper. I can't help that I cry all the time, So we'll have all these emotional experiences. So we often are there, and what I'm saying to you is that it's important for us to be aware of that state and also be able to get ourselves to where we can invoke a meditative state at will. So after a while, I began to desire meditation, and I would slowly but surely be able to drift there at a moment's notice. It took years because my lifestyle is so busy. There were times when I wasn't meditating at all, and then I would have to start at square one. But if you don't quit, you'll win. Meditate. Even when you feel like I suck at meditation, just go back to it. At some point, get back with it, keep working at it, and you'll get there. What began to happen though after a while is I began to realize that I was learning while I was in meditation. It's as if the meditation lifted the wisdom out of my soul. The wisdom is there, people. We have all the wisdom of the universe in us. And it can be excavated. It can be raised to a higher level of conscious awareness. And the supreme way of doing so is through meditation. So I began to realize I didn't really have to read books. I am an avid reader. I love learning. But some things I would learn that I never read it in a book, and this wisdom would rise up in my consciousness, and I would share it with my gurus, and they would say, that's exactly on point. Or I would read it in a book, not looking for it, but just be reading someone's spiritual work, someone's wisdom on whatever topic, and I would see the very thing that was taught to me in meditation was in that book. So do you want to have higher wisdom? And we want this higher wisdom for no other reason, to do good works, to live more fully in our lives here in this physical realm. We may as well do it right and have a good time while doing it. So let's access that wisdom through meditation. Another thing I began to realize about meditation is that meditation heals my body. When the other day I hurt myself. I said, let me go into meditation. This is a great example. I bumped my elbow, and it was very painful. I bumped my elbow on the way to go and teach one of my Zumba classes, which is all arms, baby. Work the arms, work the arms. Bam! Pain. I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to teach Zumba with this kind of pain. And I decided, let me meditate. And so I put myself in a very deep meditative state. Basically, what I do is I will go to the place where I cannot differentiate myself from the greater consciousness known as God, Goddess energy, source energy, the supreme deity being. And I will go where I can't, in my mind, I will release my awareness of my physical state and expand myself to a place where I don't really feel like there's any differentiation. I just feel I'm being, that's it. And I just allowed all of my body to be full of this awareness. And it took probably 5 or 10 minutes, which I was in a rush. But I decided this is what I'm going to do, because I do not want to go there with an injured elbow and hurt it even more. And I began to also accept that the only truth is that we have an abundance of well-being and goodness and health. And I only accepted that as my truth. And before I left the house, I had zero pain in my elbow. There was nothing. I felt nothing while I've taught. The next day, when I began to remember I hit my elbow, I felt pain, and I went into a meditative state to release it. Meditation will heal your body. Meditation will heal any level of dysfunction that you have. Meditation will take you to a place of bliss. It will take you to a place where you will not be looking to have somebody else fill in a hole for you, that you can feel for yourself. We are whole beings. Meditation will assist you in that. So I encourage you to begin to put yourself in a quiet place. Learn about meditation. We do have thoughts shooting through our minds at times, but you just don't worry about it. And eventually you'll get to a place where the thoughts that shoot through, you'll laugh and chuckle at them. and just let them fly on by, because you're not going to let anything stop you from going into that quiet spot and communing with the truth, the greater truth of who and what you are. So that is the goddess word of wisdom for the day. I would like to take a moment to plug Across the King's River, which is a movie that is being produced by a friend of mine named James Weeks. This is my Across the King's River t-shirt. As you can see, I have the goddess Jim on y'all on my t-shirt and loving it. You can learn more about Across the King's River by going to the Across the King's River Facebook page, and you can also find Across the King's River on their website. My name, again, is tirra-olufemi. If you want to connect with me deeper, you can go to www.goddessbodymindspirit.com. I will put that in the description below this video. And I thank you for taking the time to share with me today about meditation. I send out all the goddess love. It's an infinite supply of it in your direction. May you receive it and feel the love that you are. Thank you so much for being here with me.